Okay, I'm at 6734 Vally Lane in Goshen, Ohio. I'm doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. Our access point, there's a few here. We have one right here on the back corner of the house. As you can see, there's the back corner. There's the front of the house, and then there is a clean out here. There's one up straight ahead basically between here and the street, and there's also one, you probably can't see that brick over there, but there's also one back there. I'm hoping that I can go both directions from this access point, but I won't know until I get to the bottom. And it looks like it's going to force me to go out towards the street. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually have to start up towards, I'm going to have to actually go back towards the, in the back of the house and do the one, because that one is also, so we won't be able to inspect the little bit of pipe inside the house under the floor. Just due to lack of access. There is a cast iron stack, but the clean out in there has never been out, and I don't want to risk damaging the cast iron by trying to remove it, and it's also recessed, so it would have to be cut out of the pipe and just, not worth. So what we'll do is we'll run some water, or if we need to, we'll run some water on the inside just to make sure that it's making its way out to that point. And so I've moved over to that clean out. So now you can see there is the back of the house. Here is the clean out. And so this one is forcing me to go downstream also. I don't know why they put all sweeps in, but it looks like this is clay here. I was expecting it to be all PVC. It looks like we have a belly. Yeah, it looks like just a low spot. Okay, so never mind. This is actually where the line comes in. So this actually starts before the connection. If you look there to your right, that is the actual connection coming out of the house. That's where the bathroom is. So this is just a high end so that you can actually get into the line. And we'll probably try to run some water there after we're done. And so there's a little bit of water here. It's not bad. A lot of times when they do converted septic like this, which is what this is, originally this house would have been on septic, and so there's a tank back here, and then instead of, when they put sewer down the street, instead of them digging up the house, what they do is they disconnect it before the tank, and then they just run the line all the way around the exterior of the house, which is what they did. In a lot of those cases, the line has to be relatively flat. 1% is about what they require, which is an 1/8 of an inch per foot. So it's 96 foot of drop for every 96 feet. So roughly 100 feet. And so this all looks good, but what we'll probably try to do is run some water in that downstairs bathroom or something to make sure that it is coming out there, so that we know that we're ahead of that we've started before the connection that's exiting the house. Also, as we push, it also will push the stuff up in front of the camera anyway, so on the way back, that water level should be a lot lower. See, as I push, and then when I quit pushing, it drops down. And that's just because you're kind of plowing it up in front of the lens. This is that clean out there that we were in a second ago. We're underneath it now. so the line is flat, but like I said, a lot of times when they have to travel that far and have that much pipe, it's kind of hard for them to get a ton of pitch on the line. That's probably a little piece that I knocked in. Okay, looks like we got a little belly here. It's not really uncommon to find bellies in these things if they're buried. I mean, if they're when they were buried. A lot of times when they put the weight back, all the weight of the dirt and everything back on them, when they backfill, it'll cause some low spots in the line. But we'll go out as far as we can, and then we'll, as we pull back, if I need to, I will mark those spots. Okay, this is the clean out that is out on the side of the driveway. So far, overall structurally, everything looks good. You have a few low spots, but I haven't seen anything that's real concerning for any reason. But we'll try to, as I pull back, I'll be able to tell more how drastic any of those low spots are, but most of them seem fine. It's just the flat line. Minimum pitch. Here's another clean out. And here we are dropping into, this is the a different type of PVC. The white stuff is a Schedule 40 most likely, and then this is a SDR 35. It's a different rating, and this is usually what they use, the municipalities use for mains and stuff. And so this is a larger diameter pipe too, so we should be coming up onto the sewer main here in a second. Oh, well, of course. We're probably a few feet off the main, and I've only got about 150 feet, and so that's as much as I have. So I'm going to go locate this area so that when I go through the other clean out up front, I'll be able to tell approximately how far I have to go to overlap it. But the line looked good overall. Like I said, it did have some low spots, but with PVC it's very slick, and so I didn't see any big, pieces of solids or anything that was stopped up, and there is someone living in the home, and so you would see pretty obvious solid buildup or something like that if there was issues in those low spots. But at any rate, I'm going to go locate this. I'm going to pause the video for a second, and then we'll continue the inspection. Okay, I am all the way out at the edge of the street. It looks like the sewer main is across the street, so we are going to pull back, and I'll make any notes of anything on the way back, and then I will go in from the clean out closest to the street, and then we'll go inspect the last like 20 feet or so of pipe. So I am going to back now. So at this point, usually, in a lot of places, the municipality is responsible right around this area. So of cleanouts in the line, so that's good. Plenty of access, but they do. A lot of these will require replacement caps, just based off of the condition. They probably were hit with mowing the lawn or something like that, and so. About 95 feet. There's a little belly here, pretty minor. It's barely covering the camera, so about 90 to 95 feet. And the reason why there's all this black stuff is that's the remnants of the interior cast iron. Basically, when it oxidizes or rusts, you know, it kind of creates this like black, sooty material. And that's kind of what you're seeing. That's why there's a black tint to the water in that area. But that was a very minor belly. No resistance at all, no backups or anything. So again, very minor. Like I said, when they put these in, they tend to sink. You know, all it has to do is sink like a half an inch or something, and that's where you're getting that little bit of water. Again, my camera lens is only about a half an inch off the bottom of the pipe, and so that doesn't take much water to get, you know, in front of the lens. And being that this is a 4-inch line, you know, a half inch of water in a 4-inch line like this is nothing concerning. See, none of this is covering the lens, so that's good. So a few spots that are holding a little bit of water, but nothing that's overtaking the lens. So this is all in pretty good shape. See the flashes, so we should be able to see in front of us enough to be able to inspect that part. Oh, that's right here. So there may be some water flowing here. Maybe that's what's going on. Because when I came out, that's where the connection was. There we go. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause the video for a second. You can see the water coming out, and I'm going to run some water in a couple of the fixtures just to make sure that that's where the line originates from as far as coming out of the house. So let me pause the video again. Alright, so looks like it all filled up as soon as I did that. Yep, you can see with all the water flowing that is, I was hoping to be able to see that line go through, so maybe as I pull back, right around 17 feet up, right there, and that's where the water buildup is. So, try to get it flashed up. You'd be able to tell because when I get back here, the water will be stagnant when I leave the camera on for a minute. As I push forward, you'll see the turbulence begin. That would be where you can start seeing it go by the camera. Yep, there it is right there. Right there, you can see it. There you go. See how it's coming out? You see the turbulence is a lot higher right here. This is exactly where it's coming out. Now it's underwater because we're right there in the midst of it, but that is where your flow is coming out of that line. So the good news is that you don't have anything back here. This is a clean out that is behind where that line comes out, and it's to get into the line behind it. It's something that they used to do a lot of with clay lines, which may be the reason why it's here, because there's a clay line below. But if you can look, there's no water flowing past. It's all stagnant here, just a little bit of water. Shake this off here. Just running by. There's a little bit of movement here, but I think that's for me pulling the camera out. So maybe this is still, it may be behind it. Yep. So I'm looking back into it, so it does come out of the house here. So the water is flowing towards it. So you have a belly right here at the origination point. It's not much, and that's with the water flowing, and I can almost tell by where my camera's sitting. Basically the origination point out to about 17 feet where the other tie-in. So that other tie-in, I was wrong. It says come in behind it. That other tie-in is where the original gray water line was, which would be the downstairs, the washer and all that other stuff going into that stationary tub. That's where that T is, right around in here, that Y. And then the bathroom comes out right behind this, and so that's stacked. And so again, we are unable to inspect from here back. But about 10 feet from this, there's it's flat. It's not drastic. It's still minor, but it is a belly. And so it will be on the it'll be on the inspection report, but it's not a concern. It's very, very little. Like you can look down in this clean out and see how high that is, and it's only maybe 3/4 of an inch of water in a 4-inch pipe, and it'll overtake that easily. There's no indication of any backup or anything. So, meaning it's not obstructing flow at all. It's just a little bit of a low spot that will be taken, that won't obstruct flow at all. And so we're gonna pause the video, and I'm gonna make a move out to the one closest to the street so that we can inspect there out to the main. Alright, this is the one just to the right of the driveway, about halfway between the street and the house. This should go straight on out. It is pretty deep. But this one is also going to force me to go out towards the main. Still you'll see the water flowing. We got a little ways to go before we, obviously it's past where we go into that, the green, the STR35. And here we are. Push all the way out to the main, and then we'll pause the video, turn the water off, and let it drain down a little bit. And here we are at the main. So, the line looks good overall. Structurally, it looks fine. Looks great. It just has a couple low spots from the originating point, about 10 feet, and then from 90 to 95 feet, there's a little bit of there's a minor belly. It's barely worth mentioning. In those situations, the water will overtake those little low spots without an issue. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to turn the water off, and then I'll come out and finish the inspection. Okay, we've turned the water off. It may still be flowing for a second. But, yeah, the line looks really good as far as overall structural condition. Again, the only two spots that are holding enough water to cover the lens in my camera are was about 90 to 95 feet from the back rear clean out, which is somewhere around in there, and then we head for the first 10 feet from the originating clean out in the back left of the house in that backyard, or in the backyard, and they are again, not a problem. We were even able to look backwards and see the turn in that clay where it comes out of the house. So we were not able to inspect the 10 feet of cast iron on the inside. And something just to note is that cast iron is known for soft clogs. So you don't want to ever use wet wipes with cast iron pipe, because it can very easily catch on the rough edges of the pipe and build up, causing a backup, just because they don't break down like toilet paper is designed to do. Toilet paper is designed to disintegrate, and those wet wipes do not. Even if they say flushable, they don't break down the same way, and that's where the problems come in. If it does happen to catch or slow down inside the cast iron pipe, then it can build up. Whereas toilet paper, if that happened with toilet paper, it would just eventually the water would break it down into nothing. It would disintegrate and go on down the line. Wet wipes don't do that, so don't use them, especially with cast iron. So I was able to inspect about 150 feet of pipe, at least 160 feet of pipe. Closer to 180 feet of pipe. But anyway, from the back clean out, the originating clean out. Sorry, they're deciding to do all this right now. All the way around to bypass the corner clean out and all the way out to the main. The line looks good structurally. Again, we just have those two bellies. They'll be noted in the report, but they are not a concern. So that'll end the inspection at 6734 Vally Lane in Goshen, Ohio.